Okay, my dear students, welcome to class today. This is our second web conference. I wanna welcome you. This is English That's Work Level 1. Okay, my dear students. For those who don't know me, my name is Leonardo Santos, and I'm gonna be guiding you guys through this online course. Okay, bienvenidos a la clase de hoy. Para los que no me conocen, de pronto no estuvieron en la sesión pasada, mi nombre es Leonardo Santos y yo voy a estar guiándolos en este proceso. ¿Listo? Recuerden que este es el nombre del curso, es English That's Work, nivel 1. Y pues bienvenidos. Okay, as you know, I am recording the session because the recording is gonna be polished like 24 hours after this ends, ¿ok? Para los que no saben, todas las sesiones se graban porque pues la grabación se postea en plataforma y con copia a sus correos, pues para aquellas personas que no puedan venir puedan tener acceso a la información, ¿ok? So guys, let's start because we only have 1 hour. So we're gonna divide the class into two big parts, ¿ok? Vamos a dividir la clase en dos partes pues bien grandes. La primera, the first part, y we're gonna talk about what you need to know in order to work on this week's activity. Okay? That is the first part. And the second part, we're gonna review so quick some of the important features of the platform. Okay? Entonces, la primera parte la vamos a enfocar un poquito en lo que ustedes deben hacer para pues cumplir con la asignación de la semana. Y la última parte, vamos a revisar un poco la plataforma. Yo la semana pasada les compartí dos links. Uno con la explicación de la plataforma, es decir, cómo ingresar, dónde encontrar las cosas. Esa grabación no es con ustedes, con este grupo, con esta ficha, ya que el día que tuvimos la sesión, la plataforma no estaba funcionando. Entonces yo les compartí otra grabación de otro grupo que tuve anteriormente. ¿Listo? Para ahorrar un poco de tiempo que ustedes conocieran la plataforma. Por eso vamos a hacer esa pequeña recorrido el día de hoy. ¿Ok? So, that's it. That's it. So, as usual, my dear students, as usual, I am going to go and share my screen with you. Just give me 1 sec. Vamos a ir súper rápido. Voy a compartir la pantalla con ustedes. Give me 1 sec here. No, this one. This one. Okay, now you can see it. Okay. So, guys, as you know, this is the platform. Esta es la plataforma. The name is Sajuna. So I'm gonna get to this course here. Okay. This is the homepage. Esta es la plataforma como tal, la página principal. You know, we have different sections. Todas las secciones las encontramos aquí, right? So, there is this section. La primera es de anuncios, información general, cronograma, actividades iniciales. Y nos vamos a enfocar en esta sección que dice actividad de aprendizaje guía. I'm gonna click that, right? And here I'm gonna have the file. Y si cliqueo acá, dice clic aquí para acceder al recurso educativo. Aquí voy a tener, ¿qué es esto de la guía? Es como decir el paso a paso, lo que yo debo hacer, ¿cierto? Lo que yo debo hacer, lo que debo leer, el instructivo para cada una de las actividades de aprendizaje. ¿Ok? So I'm gonna, okay, la primera parte es de identificación del curso, bla, bla, bla. Eso lo explicamos en la primera sesión. Y a partir de esta sección ya encontramos en la página 3, encontramos la explicación de lo que yo debo hacer. To zoom up, para resumir, the first thing that you have to do is to study the materials. Lo primero que deben hacer es estudiar el material. For this course we have 3 different materials. Para este curso tenemos 3 materiales diferentes. The first one, hello, it's nice to meet you. Hola, encantado de conocerte. Que se espera que ya esté casi terminado para la clase de hoy, porque lo vamos a necesitar. Let's introduce ourselves. El segundo, presentémonos. And the third one, this is what I do every day. Eso es lo que hago todos los días. Son 3 materiales que se dividen para el programa como tal, el curso como tal. ¿ok? Look, so, aquí tenemos la explicación de la primera evidencia que ya la pasamos, que fue el test. En la clase pasada revisamos alguna información, algunos ejercicios que ustedes, pues, aparte de lo que está en plataforma, claro está, y fue la evidencia que ustedes tomaron, que era un pequeño test. For today, or for this week, para esta segunda semana, we're gonna go on the second assignment, right? The second assignment is about, the name is Forum Let's Meet. Es un foro que se llama Let's Meet o conozcámonos, right? So here we have the instructions. Aquí tenemos las instrucciones. Bueno, ustedes con tiempo lo leen detalladamente, pero básicamente es un foro interactivo, es decir, hay cierta interacción entre los estudiantes, right? Y tiene dos partes. Esto, la primera parte, ¿cuál es? ¿Qué es lo que ustedes deben hacer? Ustedes deben dirigirse al foro y realizar una presentación de cada uno de ustedes. Es diferente al foro social. Foro social, la gran mayoría hizo algo muy concreto, nombre, algo muy concreto, muy corto. Aquí hay que desarrollar la idea. Aquí nos dan algo mínimo que yo debo agregar. No quiere decir que ahí deban parar. No, eso es lo mínimo. Y si ustedes hacen solo esto, yo tengan la plena seguridad que les voy a decir, necesitan mejorarlo. ¿Okay? Como mínimo debe tener su nombre, name, then age, edad, city of birth, ciudad de nacimiento, city of residence, ciudad de residencia, donde viven, professions or studies, occupations, right? And hobbies, what you do. Esto es lo mínimo que ustedes deben hacer. Ahora vamos a trabajar sobre esto con un video que les tengo. Les voy a dar cierto vocabulario y ciertas estructuras que ustedes deben utilizar en este foro. ¿Ok? That is the first part. La primera parte, voy al foro, hago mi presentación atendiendo lo que vamos a trabajar hoy, la envío. Okay, that's the first part. I go to forum. This is let's meet. I do the intervention. I posted it and that's it. Okay, listo. Esa es la primera parte. Ya la posté. Ya publiqué mi foro. Listo. Viene una segunda parte. Y aquí es la intervención. ¿Qué deben hacer ustedes? Realice seguimiento al foro y responda al menos a 2 comentarios de sus compañeros. Es decir, yo publico mi foro y tengo que estar muy pendiente de lo que mis compañeros me escriban en el foro, porque yo debo leer lo que me escriben y darle respuesta. De igual manera, así como yo espero 2 de mis compañeros, por lo menos 2 de mis compañeros que me dejen algún comentario, yo también debo ir y dejar un comentario a por lo menos a 2 de mis compañeros, right? And that's it. That's it. That's simple. Entonces, hay 2 partes. La que yo hago, que pertenece a mí, y los comentarios que yo voy a dejarle a mis compañeros. Y obviamente estar muy pendiente de los comentarios que me dejan. Okay? Here we have some ideas, some like something that you can use. It does not mean that you have to use it. You can have something different. Los comentarios que ustedes van a dejar a sus compañeros no tienen que ser exactamente lo mismo. No. You can do whatever you want, ¿ok? Pueden hacer otras preguntas, indagar sobre lo que sus compañeros escriban. ¿Ok? Aquí van a encontrar pues todos los lineamientos del foro y dónde encontrar el foro y ahí va. ¿Ok? Easy. So, where is the forum? ¿Dónde está ese foro localizado? Simple. So, I go to the homepage. Voy a la página principal. Y aquí donde dice actividades de aprendizaje, ese es el documento que estamos leyendo, ¿cierto? Aquí tenemos los componentes de estudio, es decir, los 3 materiales que yo debo estudiar durante todo el curso. Y aquí hay algo, una subcarpeta que dice actividad de aprendizaje 1. Le doy clic aquí y aquí están todas las evidencias que yo debo realizar durante todo el curso. Semana 1, semana 2, semana 3 y semana 4. Okay? So as you can see here we have actividad de aprendizaje, foro, let's meet. So you're gonna click there, van a darle clic ahí y aquí van a tener para que ustedes dejen su foro. Como se pueden dar cuenta, ya que hay algunas personas que me han dejado, yo también hice mi intervención aquí. ¿Cómo lo van a responder? Muy sencillo. Una vez ingresan, voy a cambiar mi vista a estudiante, aprendiz. Una vez ingresan, acá ustedes tienen añadir un tema de debate, un nuevo tema de debate. Lo deben hacer por esta opción. No, yo no debo ingresar y dejar mi foro, el personal, aquí como muchos lo han hecho, que me lo han dejado aquí como respuesta a mi foro. No, así no es. Si lo hacen de esa manera o lo han hecho de esa manera, por favor, corríjanlo. You come here, añadir un nuevo tema de debate. You do your thing, you put a title, le dan un título, hacen su presentación, and then you click on enviar al foro. And that's it. Y eso es todo. ¿Ok? ¿Ok? That's it. Simple as that. So far, hasta aquí. Any questions? Questions? Crystal clear? Okay, no questions. I mean, que no hay preguntas, right? So, you already know what you have to do, which is perfect. Now, let's practice. So, guys, what I don't want you to do is as follows. Yo no quiero que me hagan algo como que me escriban, hello, my name is Leonardo, I'm 34 years old, I love traveling, I live in Villavicencio, thank you very much for reading. That's it. Hola, mi nombre es Leonardo Santos, tengo 34 años de edad, vivo en Villavicencio, me gusta viajar, gracias por leer. Now, I don't want that. Okay, that is too basic. Okay, eso vamos a mejorar eso un poquito. I'm gonna have you here. I have for you here a video, and that video is gonna give you some pieces of advice on how to improve your introduction. Vamos a trabajar sobre un video que nos va a mostrar cómo mejorar nuestra presentación personal, sea de manera oral o de manera escrita. Okay? So I am going to share my screen with you. I'm gonna be reviewing, we are gonna be reviewing all of the stuff. Vamos a revisar todos los consejos que nos da esta señorita. Her name is, I forgot her name. Emma. Her name is Emma, right? And she's gonna be giving us some pieces of advice on how to improve our introduction. Vamos a ir con ella. Ella nos va a dar unos consejitos sobre cómo hacer de nuestra presentación algo mucho mejor. Okay, so we're gonna be listening to it. If you can't hear me, let me know. Si no escuchan el video, háganmelo saber. Y si lo escuchan, me ponen manito arriba. Something like that.
So imagine hearing this question.
Yep, can you hear? Hand up? Okay, that's good. Perfect. That's good. Thank you. You can lower your hands. Pueden poner sus manitas abajo. So, look, there we go.
So imagine hearing this question. Tell us about yourself. And feeling cool, calm, and collected as you reply.
So, guys, just imagine somebody asks you. Imagínense que alguien les dice, okay, can you tell me about yourself? En English, of course. Que en inglés alguien le diga, hey, ¿me cuentas algo de ti? O dime quién eres. Can you tell me about yourself? Think, piensen, what can you say? ¿Qué podrían decir? I don't know. I'm gonna ask you guys, sin haber explicado nada. Can you tell me about yourself? Who would like to answer? ¿A quién le gustaría responder? Con lo que sepan. Can you tell me about yourself? Somebody? Hand up? No? Can can you tell me about yourself? Nobody? Okay, no problem. So, let's see. Vamos a ver qué podemos ir mejorando.
That is exactly what we're working towards today. We want to not only just answer this question with ease, but we want to do it accurately as well. There are lots of different places and contexts where you might need to introduce yourself. Some of them are formal, some of them are really informal. So knowing your context and your audience is extremely important. I can't stress that enough. It's so important. And adjusting your introduction just slightly to those.
So she's saying that we need to take into account the context, for our introduction, how we or where we show ourselves, right? Ella nos dice que es muy importante ajustar nuestra presentación al contexto en la cual la vamos a desarrollar. Es diferente si yo me presento con mi jefe, así yo me presento con el mejor amigo de un amigo mío. It's different. So it's like, we need to adjust.
Different situations is a really powerful skill to learn, because it might be useful to talk about your education and your profession in some contexts, but really weird to bring that up at a party, right? Like that's a good way to bore someone to tears. So let's get started.
So now we're gonna go with the tips. Vamos a ir con los tips, okay? Tip number 1.
With your introduction today. And how do we start? We start really simply and casually with your name. I am Emma, or I'm Emma. Now, in most situations, it's much more natural to use the contraction I'm Emma. It sounds.
So the first one is the who. ¿Quién? O sea, ¿quién? Who means quién. ¿Quién es usted? You could say, in my personal case, en mi caso personal, I am Leonardo, or I'm Leonardo, the contraction. I'm Leonardo.
Much more relaxed that way. You can also say, my name is Emma, or my name's Emma. Simple, right? You got this.
So, you already know that, ya se lo saben. My name is, my name's is exactly the same, okay? You already know this, ya se lo saben. I'm Leonardo, my name is Leonardo, whatever.
Now, what if you have a preferred name or a nickname? It is always really good to let the person who you're addressing know right up front, right? And an informal way to do that is to say, but my friends all call me, my name is Beatriz, but my friends all call me B.
Maybe in my case, my name is Leonardo, but my friends, they don't call me Leonardo. No, they call me Leo. Leo is short for Leonardo. It's like a nickname. Es como una especie de sobrenombre, Leo, you can call me Leo, okay? Or maybe, I don't know, if you have a nickname, si tienes una flaco, So, that's it. My friends all call me Leo.
A slightly more formal way to do that is to say, my name is Ibiskai, but it's hard for some people to say it, so you can call me Ibis. This is a really great expression to note down if people find it really hard to say your name. Maybe it's a long name, maybe it's not a very common name in the place where you live. You kind of get sick of having to explain it again and again. So as long as you don't mind, then this is a really great way to introduce your name or a version of your name that you like to be called. The next piece of basic information to include is something about location. It could be to do with where you're living now.
Where. The second is number 3, sorry. It's number 3 because the first one is who, nickname. Number 3 is where. It means ¿dónde? ¿De dónde es usted? ¿Dónde vive? Where?
Or where you're from originally. And there's lots of different ways to elaborate on this type of information. So I'm going to give you a few different ways of doing it here, but it's up to you to pick and choose which version works best for your story. Okay, so experiment, get a little playful with some of these combinations. I'm from Australia. And again, I'm using that contracted form here because I am from Australia sounds just a little bit stiff, you know.
So you could say, you already know this. I am from, in my case, I am from Colombia. I'm from Colombia.
So to sound more relaxed and more natural, say I'm from with your country and your city name. Could be either. You could say I am and your nationality adjective. So I'm Australian, Turkish, Vietnamese, Brazilian. These are.
I am Colombian. Yo soy colombiano. I am Colombian, or I am from Colombia. Okay, it's good.
Are all examples of nationality adjectives. And these nationality adjectives are usually different to the country name, right? So you've got to be careful that you're using the right form of the word with each of these expressions. We don't say, I'm from Australian or I am Australia. Now, if you said, I'm from Melbourne, it's actually not super clear whether that's the place where you live now or where you're from originally. So if you're not from the place that you're in while you're making the introduction, then you could say, I come from a place.
Okay, that is another way. I come from. Yo vengo de. For example, it's like a personal example. I am from Colombia, okay, and I come from Huila. It's like Huila. It's my place of origin. I come from Huila. I am Colombian.
And we use this when there's a bit of distance between where you are now and wherever that place is. So it could be another city or another country. But if you want to be clearer, all you need to do is just choose some more specific verbs. You could say, I was born in, with the place name, I was born in Melbourne. I grew up in.
Okay, that one is good. You could say, look, I was born in. That means nací en. Nací en. Todo significa nací, nació. Okay. I was born in. Okay. For example, me, I was born in Campo Alegre, Huila. I was born in, and the name of the place.
Place name, I was born in Melbourne. I grew up in.
Look,
or I was raised in.
I grew up in. I grew up in. It means grew up. It means crecer. I was born in Campo Alegre, Huila. I grew up in Neiva. Or I was raised in. Yo fui criado o criada en. I was raised. I was raised in. Okay? So, all of them work. Todos me sirven.
Or even, I spent my childhood in.
I spent my childhood in. Yo pasé, gasté mi niñez, childhood in.
And a place name. So this is talking about, when you were a child, where were you, what were you doing? It's an interesting way to bring up that part of your life. And they all express a really similar idea, so you can pick and choose how you use them. I was born in Australia and spent my childhood growing up in various cities along the East Coast.
That is an excellent example. Look, I was born in Australia and I spent my childhood growing up in various cities along the East Coast. Yo nací en Australia, pero gasté mi niñez viviendo en varias ciudades a lo largo de la costa este. In Australia, of course.
I'm originally from Melbourne, but now I'm based in Perth. So if you want to say how long you've been living in your current location, it is the Perth.
Okay.
And what comes next?
So remember, first, who. Second, nickname. Number 3, where. Right? ¿Quién es usted? Si tiene un sobrenombre, una variación del nombre. ¿Y de dónde es usted? Let's continue.
Really does depend on the context. So I've got a few different options for you to consider.
Okay, let's
Now, you might want to talk about your family a little bit when you
now let's talk about family. Family. La familia. Okay, let's see.
introduce yourself. And the amount of information that you share here is up to you, whatever you feel comfortable sharing. You want to be careful not to overshare, to bore someone with your entire family history, unless they ask for it because they're particularly interested. But if you're married, you would say, we've been married since.
Okay. If you're married, si tienes esposo o esposa, estás casado, we've been married since. Nosotros hemos estado casados desde. We've been married since. I don't know. Hemos estado casados desde el 2000, 2020, 2015, 2015, 2020, 2024. I mean.
And a time or a date. I've been married to my husband since August last year, for example. Now, if you're not married, but you still want to mention the length of your relationship, you can say, we've been together for.
Look, if you're not married, yo tengo novio, yo tengo novia, lo quiero mencionar en mi entrada, okay, en mi entrada del foro. Okay, you could say, we've been together, no están casados, we've been together for, hemos estado juntos. I have a girlfriend, tengo novia. We've been together, hemos estado juntos. We've been together for 2 years, 1 year, 1 month, 1 day.
And a time period. Okay, we've been together in a relationship context that tells the length of your relationship. I always find it kind of tricky to talk about my relationship with my partner in English because we don't actually have many words to describe it. My partner, Shah, and I have been together for 11 years now. We're engaged, but we've been engaged for about 6 or 7.
Look, we've been engaged. Engaged, it means comprometidos, de que se van a casar. We've been engaged for 6 or 7 years.
7 years now. So we have no plans to get married. So he's not ever going to be my husband. I can introduce him as my fiancé, but
look, he's my fiancé.
Then I always get asked, when's the wedding? What are your plans? And of course, we have none.
He's my fiancé. Fiancé, it means prometido. Mi prometido.
So that conversation gets really boring. And after 11 years of being together, the word boyfriend is really flippant and not particularly useful. So I usually just call him my partner. But in our situation, we are business partners too. And so in that context, the word boyfriend get asked. But in our situation,
you can use the word partner. Partner es pareja. No es exclusivamente para las cosas sentimentales. Puede ser un socio de negocios, business partner, my competition partner.
We are business partners too, and so in that context, things can also get really confusing. So if you want to talk about the family that you live with, then you could say something like, we're a family of 5.
Good. No escriban o no me digan, we are 5 in my family. We are 5. In my family, we are 5. En mi familia somos 5. No. We are a family of 5, of 3, of 4. We are a family of.
I live here with my family. We're a family of 5. But if you're talking about the family that you grew up in, then you need to clarify. You need to say, I grew up in a family of 5. Now, that information is pretty general. It could be a single parent and 4 kids, or it could be 2 parents and 3 kids. It's pretty loose. If you have children that you want to talk about,
look, if you have children, si tienen hijos, if you have children,
say, I have a 7-year-old son. I'm a single parent. I'm a mother of twins.
I have a 5-year-old son, hijo. Si fuera una hija, daughter. Second one, I'm a single parent. Soy un padre o madre, soltero o soltera. I'm a single parent. I'm a mother of twins. Soy mamá de gemelos. Okay?
And it's really nice to add a little bit of commentary around family members just to make it a bit more interesting. You could say, I'm a single mum, I've got twin girls, they're 5 years old, and they've just started school this year, so it's been pretty exciting for us.
Look, I'm a single mom. Soy una mamá soltera. I've got twin girls. Tengo gemelas. They are 5 years old. Ellas tienen 5 años de edad. Okay, cool.
And the reason why adding just a little bit of this type of information is so great would
Here, important, the word siblings. Siblings. Siblings means hermanos. I have 3 siblings.
equal 3 siblings. I have 3 siblings. Now, when you say that, it doesn't include you, okay? You're talking about the other children in your family. If you want to include you, say, I am one of 4 siblings.
Look, I have 3 siblings. Al utilizar siblings, es hermanos. Incluye hombres y mujeres. I have 3 siblings. Tengo 3 hermanos. Or, si me quiero meter que yo soy uno de los 3, I am one of 4 or 3, 2 siblings. Right?
And if you've got no siblings, then you're an only child. I'm an
only child. I'm an only child. It means soy hijo o soy hija único o única. I'm only child.
Only child. You might also want to talk about your extended family. Now, this is a really, really great
extended family. La familia extendida, es decir, tíos, tías, abuelos.
Expression to use when you're talking about aunties, uncles, grandparents, cousins. By saying extended family, you're including all of them. You don't have to go into detail about who and how many and all of that kind of thing. I live in Perth, but most of my extended family lives in Melbourne. But saying extended family means you don't need to list out everyone, right? So you might want to talk.
Next one. So we go who, nickname, where, family, and the next one is hobbies. Hobbies.
Talk about interests or hobbies, things that you do outside of work. We'll talk about work in a second, so don't jump ahead. But to talk about hobbies, you might say, I enjoy, with a noun. I enjoy baking. Don't say, I enjoy to bake, right? Baking. Enjoy as a verb is always followed by a noun, and this is a gerund.
Enjoy. Enjoy means disfrutar. Yo disfruto cocinar, viajar, dormir. I enjoy baking, sleeping, traveling.
Okay. You can always say I like or I love with a noun. So I love playing football, for example. But the verbs like and love, they can be followed by a gerund or the verb infinitive, and the meaning stays the same. So you can also say, I love to play football. The meaning is exactly the same. You could say, I'm really into something. And this is a really great, a really natural way of talking about the things that you like. I'm really into jazz music.
I'm really into. It means that you like something very much. Que te gusta algo mucho. I'm really into jazz
things that you like. I'm really into jazz music. Now, having a couple of interesting things to include about yourself in your introduction. Go around the room and you'll need to introduce yourself. Tell us your name, where you're from, and a fun way of introducing this is to say,
look, let's see, remember when you wanna kind of introduce yourself, it's very important to talk about your hobbies, right? So, I enjoy whatever thing, I'm really into whatever thing, okay? So, we're gonna continue here.
Of course, you might want to talk about your job, right?
Next one is about job. Tu trabajo, your job. ¿Qué haces? ¿A qué te dedicas? You know?
So when you're talking about your job, when you're talking about your job in your introduction, usually you're just sharing what you do and maybe who you work for. And again, there are lots of different ways to talk about your work, the company, etc. But what we really want to do today is make sure you're doing it accurately. Prepositions and articles are really challenging to get right in this section. It might be a little tricky. So I hope that you are definitely taking notes as we go and that you're applying the information that I'm sharing now. That's wrong, okay? It means you need to include. You could say, I am a or an and the job position. Your job position is a countable noun. So this means you need to include an article. I'm a graphic designer.
I'm a graphic designer. Yo soy un diseñador gráfico. I'm a graphic designer.
I'm an engineer.
I'm an engineer.
Just make sure you're not saying I'm engineer. That's wrong, okay? And if there's only one of your role within your company, then you definitely can use the definite article, the. Okay, I talk more about definite and indefinite articles up here in this video. But you could say, you work for yourself. Are you your own boss?
Oh, that's good.
Well, in this case, you could
when you work for yourself, cuando son trabajadores independientes, you could say,
I work for myself. I'm self-employed, or I run my own business.
I work for myself, trabajo para mí mismo, o sea, trabajador independiente. I am self-employed, soy un empleado independiente, I'm a self-employed. I run my own business. Yo corro, no, yo dirijo. I run my own business. Yo dirijo mi propio negocio.
And here's a little hint. If you're unsure about how to talk about your job in your industry as it relates to your industry, then listen to others who are from your industry introduce themselves. Lots of TED Talks or lots of industry relevant videos around where you can listen to people introduce themselves in that context and learn from them. You may want to talk about education or your qualifications in your introduction, and this is most common in a professional context, maybe in an interview or in a work context. And again, there's lots of different ways that you can do this. You could say, I have a degree with an industry, like architecture or design. I have a degree in engineering.
I have a degree in. I have a degree in. Yo tengo un título en. Degree es como un título. Es un título. I have a degree in. In my case, I have a degree in education, or in other person maybe in engineering.
I have a degree in engineering. You can also say I'm a qualified with your job title. I'm a qualified engineer. I'm a qualified architect.
I'm a qualified. So en este caso, architect. Soy un arquitecto calificado, es decir que tengo un título.
Now, notice that I'm using the job title and not the industry there, okay? Sounds similar to saying I'm an architect, but the difference is that the adjective qualified clarifies your status. Add it if it feels important to clarify given the context. Maybe in an interview it's relevant, but there's no need to tell someone at a party that you're a qualified engineer, all right? In that context, you would just say, I'm an engineer. If you're studying at university now, then some of these expressions are going to be really useful. I'm studying with the industry.
For example, if you are studying something, si están estudiando algo aparte de este curso online, so I'm studying environmental science, I'm studying architecture, I'm studying education.
Studying environmental science, or it could also be the name of your degree as well. I'm studying applied science. I'm completing a PhD in and whatever the research area is. Maybe it's public health. I'm completing a PhD in public health. I'm in my final year of a something degree. I'm
in my final year of, estoy en mi último año de,
in my final year of an economics degree. I'm nearing the end of my studies is another way of expressing that. And maybe you're undertaking some less formal training.
If you are taking this course, it's less formal training para los cursos más cortos de educación no formal, right? So we can go with
and that's totally cool as well. You might want to say, I'm currently taking an online course to upskill.
So I'm currently taking an online English course. Okay, that's good.
Or I'm doing an extra course to improve my skills in that area, something like that. So by now you should have a whole list of dot point ideas that we can start to build.
You have all of the pieces of advice. If you look here, si se dan cuenta aquí al ladito, tienen como la lista de las expresiones. Who, preferred nickname, where, family, and family, hobbies, job, education, and you have these sentences. Y tienen los enunciados. You have everything ready.
Your introduction around. For me, we could say I'm Australian, I live in Perth, I'm originally from Melbourne, interests, hobbies, I love swimming in the ocean every morning, I'm a qualified English teacher, I teach on YouTube, I'm interested in businesses and startups. Great. Okay, have you got your list ready too? If not, just hit pause now, pause the video, write out your list, and then continue on. Because now we need to find a way to pull all those ideas together, okay? We want to make sure that your sentences flow together and that they sound really natural as you speak or you say your...
Okay, that's it. So that is the video, We have all of the pieces of advice. Tienen todo el vocabulario y tienen las estructuras de las oraciones ahí. So what are we going to do? Listen up. I'm going to send you this. I'm going to send you a link. Les voy a enviar un link. Look. Once you click on the link that I'm going to send to you, una vez les den clic en el link que les voy a enviar aquí por el chat, los van a llevar a esta página. Aquí tienen el vídeo y tienen todas las estructuras, right? Look, what I want you to do, it's in 10 minutes, en 10 minuticos, try to write, traten de escribir con esa información que tienen ahí y con lo que ustedes, bueno, por el momento con lo que tienen acá, pero para el foro que vence este domingo que viene, agrupen los conocimientos de este video y lo que les presenta el material de estudio que está en plataforma. ¿Para qué? Para que complementen esa intervención en el foro. Aquí vamos a hacerlo solamente con lo que tenemos, que es el video, ¿ok? So, o si ya han estudiado algo de lo del material de la plataforma, también. So, what are you going to do? You're going to click on the plus icon. Si se dan cuenta aquí al lado inferior derecho, o si están desde sus celulares en la mitad, van a encontrar un signo de más, que en este caso es verde. You click it. Here you can put your names. Aquí pueden poner su nombre, right? And here you can start writing your introduction. Aquí pueden estar escribiendo your introduction, su presentación, right? You write it, and when you're ready, cuando estén listos, you click on publish. Le dan clic en publicar. And it's there. Y ahí les va a quedar pegado, posteado. Okay? That is exactly what you have to do. Okay? So I'm gonna send you the link. Les voy a enviar el link by the chat, por el chat. Ahí se fue. Please take 10 minutes. Tómense 10 minuticos para trabajar sobre su chat. ¿Ok? Por ahí vi que alguien alzó la mano. Lo escuché. ¿No? Ok, Joanna.
Teacher,
Yes.
¿me escucha?
Yes, I can hear you.
Es que no se ve.
¿No se ve?
No.
Yo sí estoy viendo mi pantalla compartida. ¿El resto ve la pantalla o no?
Soy yo sola. Excuse me.
Eres tú sola, sí. Sí.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, go ahead. Check the link. Check the link. Denle check. Abran el chat. Ahí está, desaparece el link. Se los voy a volver a pegar. 10 minutes, 10 minuticos. Recuerden, muchachos, les envío un link, le dan clic a ese link y van a postear su presentación en la página pues a la cual los dirige el link. Pueden hacer uso de las expresiones que están ahí en el ejemplo para crear su introducción. Ok, por aquí tenemos un ejemplo. Entonces, María Paula dice, Good afternoon, I'm Maria Paula, I'm from Colombia. I was born in Sogamoso, Boyacá, but I live in Manizales, Caldas. I have a boyfriend. We've been together for 2 years. We are a family, ahí faltaría un punto, 2 years. We are a family of six, punto también, o coma. I have four sublime, siblings, ahí está mal escrito. Recuerden los puntos, muy importante. I have four siblings, and my hobbies are walking, and I enjoy traveling, listening to music, and visiting new places. I'm really into dance. I'm really into dancing, and finally, I'm studying business administration. Farewell. Perfect. That's very, very good, Maria Paula. Let's go with Sarai. I am 20 years old. I live in Valledupar, Cesar or Cesar. Okay. The famous capital of Vallenato, Cesar. I like to paint and I currently have a new hobby which is cooking or the reporting. Okay. I have a 1 year old baby. Congratulations. And I would love to have a large group of friends. I make mini donuts in case anyone is interested. Okay, that's good. I am a charismatic and happy person. My favorite color is blue, and my favorite movie is the beach movie. I would like to have a pet, but because of my baby, I can't have furry friends yet. That's good. Very good. Very good. Sarai, that's good. Sarai, puedes agregar de pronto, Sarai, para que lo, pues, con la información, de pronto un poco acerca de qué, de tu trabajo, pues haces mini donuts, que está muy bien. Me imagino que eres empleada independiente, puedes poner eso para que utilices la información, lo que estás estudiando, estás tomando este curso de inglés, puedes mejorarlo un poco más. But it's good, it's perfect, it's good. Okay, my dear students, no more people here? Good, that's great. So, my dear students, para terminar la clase el día de hoy, let me stop. Para terminar, mis queridos estudiantes, cancelar. Les quiero recordar algo sobre la plataforma. Yo en el mensaje, uno de los mensajes que les compartí la semana pasada de la grabación, yo les compartí un link, como les expliqué hace un momento, un link pues donde les daba un pequeño repaso o tutorial sobre la plataforma. Básicamente esta es la plataforma, ¿cierto? Como tal tenemos varias secciones. En el centro, esto es lo mismo que tenemos aquí al lado, pero de una manera mucho más ordenada. Tenemos los anuncios. Aquí es donde van a aparecer los anuncios que yo les estoy posteando. El último que los posteé fue este, donde los invité, les informé a trabajar sobre las actividades de esta nueva evidencia que se llama Foro Let's Meet, y empezó el 20 y va hasta el 26 de mayo. ¿Listo? Aquí tenemos esta información. Yo les sugiero que a ustedes les aparece aquí una opción que dice, no les aparece. No les aparece. Bueno, la primera opción es los anuncios, ¿cierto? Luego tenemos una información general que tiene que ver con toda la información del curso, es decir, la metodología, es decir, el diseño, la estructura del curso. Y aquí de último, tenemos el foro de dudas e inquietudes. Cualquier dudita que ustedes tengan a través de este foro, me pueden dejar sus dudas y yo les respondo con máximo 24 horas, días hábiles. Aquí tenemos el cronograma de actividades. Este cronograma yo se los envié en el primer correo de bienvenida. Aquí lo van a tener toda la información de fechas, de absolutamente todo, nombres de actividades a entregar y toda la cuestión. ¿Listo? Aquí está. Tenemos su versión descargable aquí, donde dice de clic aquí. Bueno, si nos regresamos Vamos a la siguiente sección que es actividades iniciales, la actualización de datos, la participación en el foro social y un pequeño sondeo o test de inicio que no tiene ninguna incidencia en notas, simplemente para conocer cómo llegan. Luego tenemos la sección de actividades de aprendizaje, que es como lo más importante, donde está el instructivo para cada una de las actividades en guía de aprendizaje, los tres componentes formativos de estudio. Si ustedes ingresan, se van a dar cuenta que cada componente formativo tiene una estructura muy organizada y es bastante extenso para que lo vayan repasando. Se aconseja un componente por semana. El último, que es un poco largo, se aconseja dejarlo para 2 semanas, las 2 últimas semanas, ¿cierto? Y aquí hay una subsección que dice actividad de aprendizaje y encontramos las 4 actividades calificables que hacen parte de este curso. Y por último, tenemos las grabaciones. Aquí está, hay una atención sincrónica los días establecidos acá a través de chat, a través de la plataforma. Y tenemos las conferencias web, las invitaciones, la primera, esta que es la segunda, es decir, para ingresar. Y tenemos las grabaciones de la misma. Hasta el primero tenemos solamente la del primer encuentro, pues porque ese es el segundo, ya mañana la van a encontrar ahí. ¿Listo? Entonces esa es la plataforma. Yo sin embargo les aconsejo que revisen ese video explicativo que envié la semana pasada para que tengan una mayor información. ¿Ok? Okay, my dear students, thank you very much for coming. It's so good to have you here. ¿Alguna pregunta antes de terminar la clase? Manitos arriba si tienen preguntas. Ya les mostré dónde está el foro de esta semana. No questions? Helena? Helen, sorry.
Buenas tardes.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ay, mira que yo había leído mal y me acabo de conectar porque pensé que el curso era a las 3. Empezó claramente antes, ¿cierto,
No,
teacher?
es que hay dos. Hay dos. Estas son el primer grupo. Termino con ustedes y sigo con el grupo de las tres.
Oh,
Sí.
ah,
Es el mismo día,
entonces,
pero horas diferentes, grupos diferentes.
ok, muchas gracias.
Ok, va. Bueno, mis queridos estudiantes, entonces los dejo. Bye bye. See you next week. Nos vemos
Hasta
la
luego,
próxima
gracias.
semana. Bye.
Gracias, profe.